again everyone, this is Melody from Melody's Makings, and I'm here to do part 3 of the Entrelac knitting videos. Video number 3 is tier 2, where we go ahead and do the next diagonal weaving from tier 1. So I went ahead and finished the tier 1 so that you could see what your finished project should look like. You can see we have the base triangles here. This is tier 1 moving up in the opposite direction from the base triangles. We're ready to start tier 2 coming up like this off of tier 1. So on our very last part of tier 1 you can see it was purled, and this was our beginning round, and so we just met that, and we know that because we've used all of the brown stitches in our needles. We don't have any more. So in order to start with tier 2, we're going to need to pick up stitches onto our right hand needle with our next color. You can use 3 colors or you can use 2 colors. I'm going to be using 2 colors, so I'm going back to brown for tier 2. And in order to get them onto our right needles, we need to go ahead and flip our work, turn the work back to the knit side. So we are going to, instead of picking them up as if to purl like we did on tier 1, we're going to pick up and knit 6 stitches. So you can see here's our slip stitches just like we had for tier 1. We want to go ahead and make sure that we pick up and knit through both legs of the knit stitch. And you can grab your second yarn and go ahead and knit it. You'll be doing that 6 times total. And just like on tier 1, you might not have 6 red stitches on your very first spot, so just go ahead and pick one up just in that area. As long as you have 6, it'll end up looking just fine. So we've got 6. After you pick up the 6 stitches, you want to go ahead and put the last stitch back over onto your left needle, just like you were doing with your purl stitches. And then you want to go ahead and slip, slip, knit. So you slip 2 stitches, and then you want to knit these 2 together, but you don't want to turn them. So you're going to go ahead and take your left needle and go into the front of these 2 stitches, and then you're going to knit them from that position. And that'll keep it so that you're not really showing any other color on that edge. If you were to just do a plain knit 2 together, then you would end up having some weird looking spots on the edge, and you could see that you were picking up stitches rather than it looking woven. So after we do that, we go ahead and we turn back. On tier 2, we just purl across all the stitches that we've worked so far in that section without any special slips or anything like that. So we just go ahead and purl 6. Turn our work again. And I did forget to mention that we can go ahead and snip the yarn from tier 1. There's no real need to have that anymore. So I just went ahead and did that online. Makes it easier to work with. And then when you get back to the knit side, you slip the first stitch. We'll always be slipping the first stitch on the knit side for the tier 2. And then we knit 4. And we slip, slip, knit. Slip, slip. Take your left needle into the front of those 2 stitches and knit them together. And turn our work and go ahead and purl 6. Then we do the exact same thing. Slip the first knit stitch, purl 4, knit 4, and then slip, slip, knit. Turn your work. Purl across. Turn your work, slip the first stitch, knit 4, slip, slip, knit. And we are just going to do that sequence all the way to the end, and to the end of this triangle, so we've got rid of all the red parts in this triangle. And that slip, slip, knit can be a little bit tricky. Okay, so you can see this is going to be our last repetition since we have a gap here. So we're just going to do the same thing. Purl 6. Turn the work, slip the first stitch, knit 4, and slip, slip, knit. So once you get to this point, then you do just like you did on tier 1, and you go ahead and just continue straight on, and you pick up your 6 stitches along this edge, and then you make sure to only work with those 6 stitches that you picked up. You don't come back and work these ones, just like we did on the base triangles and on the tier 1. So I hope that you found the video helpful. If you have any questions, you can always contact me at melody@melodies-makings.com. Make sure you check out all of my patterns at www.melodies-makings.com, and thank you so much.